Hi, I'm Joe Freeman of the Oregonian. This is Mike Richman of the Oregonian, and we're bringing you a Trailblazers postgame video report. The Blazers have just defeated the New Orleans Pelicans 105-101, their second victory against the Pelicans this season. And a couple developments tonight, most notably the strong performance from Gerald Henderson, who had what was easily his most productive game in a Blazers uniform. The third time he's reached double figures this season, first in a victory. He scored 19 points, made 7 of 10 shots, really found his places in the Blazers' flow offense to score, hit some important buckets in the second half, and really was a nice kind of presence off the bench for the Blazers, who have been relying on Allen Crabbe to do a lot off the bench in recent games. He was actually cold most of the night, so Gerald Henderson picked up the slack in a nice way for the Blazers.
Yeah, along with Gerald, Mason Plumlee had a really big game. It's kind of the constants right now with the Blazers are Damian Lillard's going to score, CJ McCollum is going to score, and someone else is going to score. Tonight the someone else was Gerald and a little bit of Mason Plumlee. He had a huge game, just a really solid night. 15 points, 13 rebounds, a season high and career high tying 6 assists, go with 2 blocks, played defense on Anthony Davis and Omer Sheik. Really had a really good night, made some contributions on offense and just was sort of workman-like, didn't have to demand the ball, and scored a lot of putbacks and dunks, finished a couple lobs there in the third quarter. Had a very Mason Plumlee type game. And afterwards, he doesn't ever celebrate. So you never know that Mason Plumlee had a big game because he's about as cool as they come and sort of emoting afterwards to the press. But Blazers needed him just like they needed Gerald tonight.
Speaking of celebrating, I am celebrating a move to the championship game on my fantasy football league. But that's a side note. Another cause for celebrating tonight was the Blazers' defense down the stretch. Terry Stotts spent a large portion of his pregame interview with reporters bemoaning the Blazers' defense, which has been mostly atrocious in most of their fourth quarter meltdowns. Tonight it was the opposite. They got stops when they needed them, timely key stops. The most notable came with about 17 seconds left. CJ McCollum blocked a Drew Holiday three-pointer. The Blazers were up 4. It was a crazy possession in which New Orleans got a couple rebounds and passed the ball around for what would have been a good look. But CJ fought hard through 2 screens, swatted the ball, got the rebound, and pretty much iced the game there. Him and Damian combined for 8 free throws over the final minute and a half to kind of ice the win. And it really was a pretty nice win for the Blazers. Now, obviously New Orleans is not a very good team, but it just shows you where the Blazers are in the rebuilding process, taking kind of baby steps from all of their fourth quarter meltdowns to come through with a clutch win in another kind of fourth quarter scenario. I guess as a Blazers fan, it would be a sign of encouragement in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Stotts said that they had talked about in the fourth quarter when New Orleans was crawling back from down 13 to cut it to a 4-point game, that they said, we just need a stop. Mason Plumlee joked that they got 1 stop all night, and it was that CJ McCollum steal. I don't think it was that bad, but it was close. That last 4 minutes was a little hairy for the Blazers. They've had a lot of struggles in those close 5-point games, so even against a team that's not very good, or at least doesn't have a very good record like the Pelicans, this was a game that meant something to them to pull it out when it was close. Now
the questions moving forward are, can they continue to get these defensive stops, continue to be clutch in build off of this in fourth quarter scenarios? Can Gerald Henderson, is this going to be a one-blip performance on what has otherwise been a forgettable season, or is it something to build off? And can the Blazers continue to get balanced scoring and production from a lot of people? 5 different players reached double figures in scoring. A lot of different guys did a lot of different things. Even though Allen Crabbe had a tough shooting night, he missed his first 6 shots, including 5 threes. He finished with a career-high 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and kind of eked out 7 points. So he factored in the game in a lot of ways, and so that's what it's going to take for the Blazers to kind of move forward as they continue this season of rebuilding.
And it gets tough. They're about to go on the road.
Indeed.
This man right here on the road with the Blazers for a long one.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and then New Orleans before they're back here on Christmas Day. So it'll be a while before we're on camera again. Don't miss us too much.
Take care.